Oh, hi, Smogs. How's your sex life? So, no, this is not a fake video. This is indeed a review of the July 26, 2018 edition of Impact Wrestling. And overall, I just want to thought that Impact itself was a decent show. Wasn't necessarily great, no. Was it horrible? Not necessarily. I mean, some few things happened, some noteworthy things, but it wasn't too much. But still, not a bad show. I just watched 2 hours of it. It was, I didn't feel drained to death. I was like, okay, well, that was okay. But obviously, this was the first episode of Impact since the Big Slammiversary. We started off the night with the LAX getting their tag titles stolen after they were getting beat down by the OGs, aka the original LAX of Homicide and Hernandez, and they sprayed it later on the Impact Tag Team Championship with OGs on them, and yeah. So then we also had Austin Aries come on. Austin, which by the way, there was this one obnoxious fan that wouldn't shut up, and I could make jokes because he was wearing a Bullet Club shirt. Freaking Austin, Austin. It's like the guy's cutting a promo. Shut up. Let him speak. You can chant his name all you want after he leaves or before he gets to the ring. Good God. And that's another thing too. Was it just me or was the audio a bit messed up? Like it was just so light. It was like, hey guys, we're right here in Toronto, Canada. Like I don't know if I'm just so spoiled, used to like WWE's sound, where it's like, oh, you can hear them clearly, you can hear them perfectly on the mic. Here was like, it was kind of hard to understand whenever sometimes maybe someone was cutting a promo, particularly any of the males cutting a promo, oddly enough. But needless to say, Aries cut a decent promo. I wasn't too much of a fan of the whole, oh, WWE, they do scripted promos. Here I can talk whatever I want. Like, can we just let that go, please? Like taking shots at WWE. I mean, I get it. Some people find it funny, but it's just been so beaten down to death. It's like, please just don't. Especially when you're trying to draw a new audience into Impact or bring back to Impact from WWE due to how bad Monday Night Raw and how mediocre SmackDown has been and how relatively overall bad their pay-per-views have been. So, but anyways, a decent promo from Austin Aries, the formerly known as the greatest man to ever live. Because like I said in my Slammiversary review, he cannot be the greatest man to ever live anymore if like he was once engaged to Thea Trinidad, aka Rosita, aka Zelina Vega, and then that just ended. Like, dude, that's an L right there. But needless to say, Eddie Edwards popped out of nowhere and hit Austin Aries with a kendo stick. So it looks like Austin Aries' next feud, or at least his little feud that he's going to come up with, is with Eddie Edwards. And I did hear about what happened to Moose. He did suffer, I believe, a concussion during that match with Aries at Slammiversary. That's terrible. That sucks. Hopefully he won't be gone for too long. Obviously the protocol is probably gone for like a few weeks or so, but speed recovery for Moose. But then we had just regular matchup exhibition. Pete Williams versus Ishimori. Of course, both these guys were in the Fatal 4-Way that kicked off Slammiversary, so I guess it kind of makes sense. It was a Fatal 4-Way, comes in here. By the way, I almost forgot to mention my Slammiversary. I forgot to notice that Pete Williams actually took the place of Rich Swann, who apparently was injured as well. So, Impact's getting a bit of injuries here. But needless to say, Pete Williams versus Ishimori, okay match. I mean, there was a couple of nice spots Ishimori hit with Pete Williams. Gets a victory 1, 2, 3. And I didn't even notice until later on in the night. Somebody said something on my Twitter feed that Ishimori, I believe, is in the Bullet Club. I didn't even know he was. But I don't follow New Japan Wrestling, so don't at me. Then after the match was over, the Desi Hit Squad attacked them. I don't know what their specific names. I know one of them's last name is Singh. Anyways, they attacked them from behind, so I guess they're going to have a tag team feud of the Desi Hit Squad along with Petey Williams and Ishimori. Then we had knockouts action. We had Tessa Blanchard. By the way, happy birthday to Tessa Blanchard. God, she's old. She's like, what, 23 now? I'm obviously kidding. Taking on Rebel, and the match itself was alright. I think the problem the only nitpick I have with this match is I felt like Rebel was going a little too fast. Like Tessa would be like picking her up, and then like Rebel would be on the ring roll, but then she'd be holding her up on the turnbuckle, and then she'd be doing this. I'm like, calm down. I get it. You're not featured on television a lot, Rebel, but you're like the jobber of the Knockouts division. But please relax. Anyways, Tessa gets the victory after hitting her DDT, and she got the win. So good. You know, the match was about 3 or 4 minutes. It wasn't that long. So, and then this happened. Oh, by the way, right here. I forgot what his name is, the shoot name that that he had for him, but basically, I'm just gonna call him by his WWE name, Santino. Because okay, Scott D'Amore, shout out to him for liking my tweet on Twitter when I was like, oh shit, you know, Santino's backstage. I didn't know. Like I remember hearing about Santino like doing like basically have like a podcast type of deal for them, but I didn't know he was like fully with their company. But needless to say, Santino, it's so weird hearing him without his fake Italian accent. It is just, it's a thing. But, you know, he seems happy. He seems cool. And, you know, he bumped into Austin Aries, and they're talking about possibly a future match down the road with Santino's buddy that was right next to him. So, yeah. And then you had the debut. The debut of Scarlett Bordeaux on Impact Wrestling. And, yeah, I know some people aren't too thrilled of her in-ring ability. I think she's okay in the ring. Her strength is really her promos, and she showed it here. She's quite the character, to say the very least. I forgot who she was interviewing. I forgot her name. Like, I'm sure if you like somebody like typed her name, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's her. I keep thinking of like Kathy Kelly because for some reason you put her and Kathy Kelly in the same room for a split second, I might get confused. But she was interviewing Scarlett on the ramp, and it was funny because Scarlett's all like, oh, shut up, 5'10" is talking here. I thought that was a great line. That was like the best line the whole entire promo there. And then she's like, oh, I'm gonna make wrestling sexy again. I'm like, all right, Scarlett. And then she like licked the microphone. I'm like, all right, then. Didn't expect that, but quite a debut for Scarlett Bordeaux, and interesting. You know, but you know, I'll give Impact credit because this is what Emelina should have been. And when Emelina was supposed to be a thing. Anyways, speaking of a thing, what the hell was Johnny Impact doing backstage? He's on a motorcycle and he's trying to do his like best American badass impression. I got vibes from that and freaking Chuck Palumbo of like 2008. You remember me? Like you're gonna pay. That was different, but he took on Trevor Lee. Decent little match. Johnny Impact got the win, and he cut a promo after the match, calling out Congo Kong. I believe that's his name. Congo Kong was the one that injured Johnny Impact, so it makes sense that he wants revenge from the attack. So again, makes sense. No harm, no foul. Okay, moving on with the feud. And then you had a backstage interview where Allie was interviewed. She was basically, they had like a little video package, basically Allie saying that she wants retribution for what still has. She wants a rematch clause with Su Yung. And Kiera Hogan was like, oh yeah, I'll be there for you, I'm your buddy. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But that was all you saw from basically the women for the rest of the night. So, and then you had this really weird, actually I almost forgot to mention this too, by the way, my bad. You had this backstage segment with Eli Drake, which by the way, Eli Drake is growing on me as a fan because this guy is like awesome. This guy can cut a promo, he's got the look, and he can work well in the ring. Like this guy's gonna be like a 5-time. I know he's a former world champion, but this guy can see him be like a 5-time world champion like 2-3 years from now. So he's in a feud right now with like Grado. He's basically like stirring the pot because like Grado and his friend who has like the worst freaking theme song I've ever heard in my life. And I think it's supposed to be bad. At least I hope it's supposed to be bad, because if it's supposed to be good, oh boy. Basically, Eli Drake gives him a present, gives Grado a present. He's like, oh, I got you this gift, blah, blah, and just like walks off. And Grado's like, oh, I love gifts, you bum. And then he opens it, and he's like, love, and then in the top it just says love, like it's on the picture frame. It's like a picture of Katarina, and Grato's friend, and they're just, and Katarina's like, oh, how dare he say that? Like, it's clearly obvious that, you know, Kat's cheating on Grado with his best friend, and Grado's so stupid and delusional, and it is what it is. But it is what it is. Speaking of that, we had an interesting backstage, another backstage thing with OVE. Sami Callihan, by the way, is one of the best characters in wrestling right now. Seriously, this guy is so sick, so weird, and so like delusional, such a psychopath that it's just a great thing to see. You know, earlier in the night you had a thing with a little promo with Pentagon. He had pieces of Sami Callihan's hair, and he's like, "Oh, Cerro," and you know, like Cerro that way. And he's just like, look at the mirror. He's like, "Oh, you look stupid. You look so freaking stupid." Like he's yelling at himself through the mirror. It's like, what the hell, man? And like he's like literally pissing with his buddies, you know, with the urinals. And I think it was I don't know if it was some wrestler. I think it was just some guy. They didn't really show it. It was kind of like weird footage that they showed, to be fair. And he's all like, Sami Callihan's like, "Oh, you laughing at me? You're laughing at me. You're laughing at me because I have no hair on my head, aren't you?" He's like, "No, I'm not laughing at you. What's wrong with you? I'm not laughing at you." And then OVE just grabbed the clippers out of nowhere, basically, and shaved his head. So, yeah. If it was possible, Sami Callihan's crazier than before. Yeah. And probably go with the main event. We had Matt Sydal challenging the new X Division champion, Brian Cage. And I felt like this match was actually better than the match they had at Slammiversary. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it was the main event, I was more into it, but to me, I just felt like this was an overall better match. To me, Matt Sydal, formerly known as Evan Bourne, to me, he's actually improved in recent years. Because I remember when he was in WWE, he was just, oh, look, he was just doing the airborne, you know, the shooting star press, which was nice to see. It was cool. But I felt like he was just too one-dimensional. That it was, you know, just too much of that, really. And, you know, Brian Cage, he did the 619 out of nowhere, and I was like, all right, I know you're a big, athletic, fast dude, but the hell? So it was different to see that. But Brian Cage hit the his claw finishing maneuver and got the victory and retained his X Division Championship. So overall, not a great, but a decent episode of Impact. If put it this way, if I'm enjoying this product, I'm going to be reviewing this. Hence me reviewing this because I'm actually enjoying this. You know, it wasn't a perfect episode, but there was some good notable stuff. Like Scarlett Bordeaux's debut, Eddie Edwards putting himself possibly in the world title scene with Aries, you know, Johnny Impact's return to, you know, Impact the Daily Week show, and you know, OVE stuff, and just there was some notable stuff here, so it was pretty cool. Anyways, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed did you guys enjoy the episode? I know I did. And comment down below if you're giving your thoughts, and subscribe if you have not to this channel. It's down there, of course. And that's about it, guys. Catch you all next week. Yeah.